For too long, this display with all the dress versions has been unfinished, so I think it's finally time to unbox Tifa, Aerith Cloud. I can't imagine that I'll have a lot to say for each of them, but it will definitely be satisfying placing all of them in the collection and comparing them to the static arts at the end. Let's just start with Tifa, because we all know why you're here. There's 2 good reasons why you guys are here. Okay, you know what? I think I can see the appeal. Yeah, she's not gonna be able to stand on her own, but I didn't expect her to. Oh! Okay, she can, but I'm not trusting that. This face is kind of derpy. You know, without the finger in front going, shh, it doesn't really look right. Altogether, she comes with 9 unique hands that I have not seen on the regular Tifa, obviously, because she's wearing gloves, but I think the poses are unique as well, and I can't wait to see if these hands are completely unique to this specific figure, or if they are the same for all 3 dress versions. And I think let's just get them all out so that we can compare them properly. Now let's go to my favorite. This is the one that I got on my first playthrough, and I haven't really seen a dress like it, and I think, you know, all the intricate detail with the pattern and stuff makes it look really unique. I'm not really much of a dress critic. I couldn't really care less, which is why I've waited so long to get these, but but this is probably my favorite of the Tifas. Okay, so on first glance, it does look like the hands are the same, but the face is unique. This is not a shh face, this is more a concerned face, maybe? And here's something interesting that I just noticed. Not only are the faces unique and missing earrings and stuff, but actually, you cannot interchange them. You can't use this face on that Tifa because it's specially made for the figure and the hairpiece. And I must say, there is a pretty big difference between the 2. The eyes are much bigger, and the skin tone is a bit lighter on this one, and the ears have a slightly different shape, and stuff like that. So that is really interesting. These figures were actually designed completely separately, is what I'm gaining from this. Wow. Yeah, look at that. Dangling stuff on both sides. This flower has some great detail. The facial expression with the hair looks amazing. Look at that pattern. Oh. Okay, so this one technically comes with less because there's no additional hairpiece because all of her hair is up in these, I don't know, buns. These parts here are truly just dangling. They're completely loose like this. They are attached, but it barely feels like they are. And the pattern that goes up here is really intricate and stuff. And now for what I think is the most popular dress, not necessarily because it's the best one. This is sort of the dress that if you look at someone who's playing this on a stream or a playthrough or anything like that, usually they pick this one because the chat is going, oh, let's go exotic. That sounds nice, you know? It looks really nice, it's just my least favorite of the 3. But anyway. Oh, it looks good in figure form. It has some really nice colors, I can tell already. And here we got 2 additional hands. I think it's these ones, the ones where she's kind of showing her nails here. So it's closed fists, but not fully closed, if you can see that. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that after 2 with the same hands to get 2 additional ones on the last one. That's pretty cool. And we also get, I don't know what the hell they are, these sleeves. Some really nice detail on those. And her additional face, again, has a completely unique shape, so it wouldn't fit on either of the others. I wonder if they did that on purpose to I don't know why they would do that, because surely you'd want to reward people for buying more than one dress so that you could mix them up if you wanted to, but I guess not. I think they're very strict about this face is made for the exotic dress and that's it. And this one is without a doubt the heaviest one. I think the hair has a lot more volume to it. I think there's more detail. Just generally, these bow tie things are completely solid, and also this really big bow tie in the back. The sleeves are also pretty heavy. So, although I don't like this dress in the game, I must admit that this figure looks really good and has some really nice details when you see it in person. Like, I've never noticed that these bow ties in the front here are silver and shiny. This box is actually thicker than it is wide, or at least that's how it looks, which actually makes it pretty unique. Wow. And here we have a nice smile with her eyes closed. And I gotta say, it looks pretty good. And she only has 5 hands. Huh, that's a pretty big difference from, let's say, the exotic dress for Tifa, who had 11. Only 5? And thank goodness, it seems like the dress is sturdy enough to hold her up so she can stand without any kind of base or anything like that. And wow, that hair is big. And I think one thing that I don't like for any of these faces is that really harsh hairline. You see that? She kind of looks like she's wearing a wig or she's had a hair transplant or something, because that does not look natural. The dress does come apart, and there's actually ball joints in here, so you can actually shape the dress. I had no idea, but it's only in the front apparently, so it can be shaped like this or like that, you know? And her waist is incredibly skinny. See that? Anyway, let's finally take a look at Cloud. And here we go. This is my, 5th Play Arts Kai of Cloud? Or no, technically 6th, because of the Dissidia one that doesn't look like a Play Arts Kai. At least this one is a very unique one. I have seen pictures of this figure before, obviously, and I've always wondered, what's the difference between the faces? I think the eyebrows on this one are slightly higher up. Is that it? They couldn't think of something else? And here we go. I think Cloud might need a base, but he can actually stand straight out of the box as well. So he technically comes with 8 hands if we count these two as 2. And what's really interesting about these hands is that we get 2 hands that looks like they're made to hold a weapon. But this is one of the few Cloud figures ever that actually doesn't come with a weapon. And I'm absolutely not complaining. I think that's cool, but wouldn't it be even cooler if this Cloud came with the nail bat or something like that, you know? That would be really fun. One thing that was bad about the static arts was the placement of Cloud's eye. I didn't really notice it at first, but someone commented on it and said, hey, your Cloud looks pretty derpy. His eye is, millimeters off. And then someone said that I actually got pretty lucky with the eye placement because there are some out there that are really bad. But enough talk. I think it's finally time to do a comparison with the static arts. And here we have all the Play Arts Kais next to their equivalent static arts. And let's just start with these two. I think that although my static arts is leaning quite significantly, and I'll have to fix that one day, I think it's still better because look at all the details on the dress right there and the facial expression. That is so great. And then you look at this weird puffy face and the lack of detail on this one, right? And also the ugly joints really takes away from the Play Arts Kai. And next up, I think not only is this dress my favorite dress in-game, I think it's the dress that belongs to the best figures. This is the best Tifa static arts, and this is the best Tifa Play Arts Kai out of all of them. In fact, this is better than the regular one, because the regular one is kind of shit, actually. So yeah, that's an absolute winner. And I think just barely prefer this one if I had to give it to one of them because of the unique pose, and it's a really nice little statue, but this is not bad at all either. And with the exotic dress, I really like this one, the static arts, because of the chair and how unique it looks and everything, but I've always had an issue with the face. I've always thought it looked weird from the front, but then it looks decent from either side. You see, like that. It looks like Tifa, you know? But from the front, she looks weird. But this one looks, I think, okay. It looks pretty much like Tifa does in the game. So yeah, they're pretty much equal, but if I had to choose one, I think I would still choose the static arts. And now, Aerith. I did not mean to place Sephiroth's sword right there. This is just where she ended up in this order, so that's not on purpose. Like, I can't really defend this as an action figure, if that makes sense. Like, look at this. Is this an action figure? Should this be a posable thing, is my question. And then you look at the static arts version, and you're like, oh my god, that's like made to be a statue. Look at that. That is excellent. right? So the points here obviously goes to this one because I don't see the point in trying to pose this. And last but not least, these two look basically identical. If I were to pose the PlayArts Kai like the static arts, you probably wouldn't be able to see the difference except for maybe the joints on the arms, but that's it. So because of the weird eye print placement and stuff, and the fact that you can pose the PlayArts Kai with Cloud's swords, I'm gonna give the points to the PlayArts Kai for this one. Is that the only one? Maybe. But I think these are pretty much equal. Okay, and now let me place them in the collection. And here they all are. Finally. Man, does that feel great placing them all. This display has been uneven for so long. Like, this has been empty, half of that has been empty, half of this has been empty, and this looks freaking great. And I just realized that I'm never gonna beat the being rich allegations that I get in the comments sometimes by unboxing 5 pretty hard to get PlayArts Kais in one video. But let me be clear, I bought these months apart more than a year ago. I didn't get them all just now, so hopefully that helps a bit. However, it probably doesn't, because the truth is, I didn't just unbox 5 PlayArts Kais this week. I unboxed 8. I've been working a lot of overtime recently, and I was able to buy the 2 PlayArts Kais of Aerith that I was missing. So here we have the PlayArts Kai from both Remake and Rebirth. Points to whoever can tell me which is which without looking it up. I actually think they're both surprisingly good, actually. I was expecting worse. I also recently got Barrett's version 2, and I must say that also looks great. And I'm bringing all this up because I fear that this might actually be the last PlayArts Kai video that I'm making, because I think, unless I'm forgetting something, that this is literally the end of the PlayArts Kai era for me. And now it's time for a new era, the Shin era. The Shin era. The Shin era. The Shinra. The Shinra.